The air burned with fire and smoke. Captain Aaron Vale ran through the ruined streets of Virelia, an alien city turned into ash and steel. The ground shook under his boots. Every few seconds, another explosion filled the sky with red and blue light. His suit scanner beeped fast. There was someone alive nearby. Aaron followed the signal through a half-destroyed building. Inside, he found a small alien girl trapped under broken metal. Her silver eyes were open but full of fear. She looked no older than 10. Her skin shimmered like glass touched by moonlight. "Please," she whispered in a voice soft and strange. "Help me." Aaron dropped his rifle and pushed the heavy beam off her. His hands burned, but he didn't stop. The ground shook again, closer this time. His helmet warned energy bomb approaching. Detonation in 10 seconds. He looked at the girl. She was too weak to move. Without thinking, Aaron pulled her into his arms and ran. But there was no cover, no time. The world turned white. A burning wave hit them. Aaron spun his body around the girl, shielding her with his armor. He felt metal tearing into his back, sharp, hot shrapnel cutting deep. Pain flashed through him like fire. He fell to the ground, gasping, his vision blurred. The alien girl's hand touched his face, glowing softly. "You saved me," she whispered. "Now I save you." Light spread from her fingers, bright and calm. Aaron tried to speak, but couldn't. Everything slowed. The sound of battle faded away. His body felt weightless, like falling into deep water. Then, silence. When Aaron opened his eyes, he was lying on a smooth white floor. The air was clean and still. His wounds were gone. Strange shapes moved around him, tall, elegant figures with pale blue skin and glowing eyes. They watched him like he was something dangerous. Or sacred. A calm voice echoed through the room. "Human soldier," it said. "You took the blast meant for our princess." Aaron blinked. "Where am I?" The voice replied, "You are in Illyria, and the core you saved is now inside you." He looked down and saw a blue light glowing under his skin. Aaron lay on a white floor that felt warm like sun on stone. The room hummed low and steady as if the walls were breathing. He sat up fast. No pain, no blood, only a cold glow under his skin, pulsing like a slow heart. Tall figures stood in a circle around him. They wore long silver cloaks and thin crowns of light. Their eyes were bright, the color of the sea before a storm. None of them spoke. None of them moved closer. They watched him the way you watch a weapon you do not know how to use. A door slid open without a sound. The small alien girl stepped in, the same girl he had saved. She was clean now, dressed in white, a thin band at her brow. Her silver eyes met his. Calm. Strong. Different than before. "Stand," said a new voice. It came from everywhere at once, like the room itself was speaking. Aaron stood. The glow under his skin grew brighter, then dimmed. He felt energy roll through his body, quiet but deep like waves under ice. The girl placed her hand over her heart. "I am Lyra of Illyria," she said. "You shielded me from the blast. You carry the core now." "The core?" Aaron looked down at the light beneath his ribs. "What is it?" An elder stepped forward at last. His skin was pale blue, his face marked with thin, soft lines. "A seed of our first star," he said. "A mind, a memory, a promise. Long ago the core joined our people and kept our world alive. It chooses a host." "It chose you? Why me?" Aaron asked. No one answered. The elder raised a hand. The floor around Aaron lit up with a circle of symbols. He felt a pull, gentle at first, then strong. Data flowed past his eyes. Images, voices, stars being born and breaking, oceans rising and falling, faces he did not know, faces that felt like old friends. He saw humans and Illyrians standing together in an ancient hall. He saw hands touching across a gap of light. He saw a door in the sky. Then the room went dark. The power cut like a blade. Warning sirens flashed red across the walls. The silver crowns on the aliens' heads dimmed. The floor shook. The hum turned harsh. "Fleet jump detected," cried a guard. "Human ships entering orbit." Every eye turned to Aaron. He raised both hands. "I didn't call them," he said. "They think I'm in danger. They think you took me." The elder's gaze was cold and careful. "Then they will come for the core," he said. "If they touch it, it will break. If it breaks, our sky will fall." Lyra stepped closer to Aaron. "Can you hear it?" she asked. "Hear what?" "The core, it speaks in light." Aaron held still. Beneath his skin, the glow quickened. A faint voice rose in his chest. Not words, not language. More like a feeling shaped into sound. Choose the door in the sky. The gap of light, two hands reaching. Choose what? He whispered. The walls trembled as ships screamed through the upper air. Weapons charged. Shields formed. Outside, a war lined up its teeth. The elder drew a long breath. Human, he said softly. If you truly carry the core, you must prove it. Walk the bridge. Survive, and there will be peace. Fail, and there will be fire. A second door opened. Behind it waited a narrow hall of black crystal. At the end of the hall, a thin silver thread hung in the air, cutting the darkness like a line on water. Lyra's voice was a whisper at his shoulder. The bridge tests the heart, she said. It breaks lies. It burns fear. Aaron stepped forward. The glow in his chest answered, bright and eager. He set one foot on the crystal floor. The door slammed shut behind him. The lights died, and something in the dark took a breath. The door sealed. Darkness pressed in like deep water. The black crystal drank every sound. Aaron could hear only one thing, the slow rhythm under his ribs. The core's glow, his new heart. He took one step. The floor rang like a cold bell. Far ahead, the thin silver thread hung in the air straight as a blade. It called to him. Something breathed in the dark. Show yourself, he said. A soft light rose, not from lamps, but from the walls. Shapes of stars slid across the crystal, like night moving under glass. A voice spoke, not male, not female, more like wind through wires. Bridgewalker, Aaron held his breath. You carry the core, the voice said. You may cross if your heart can hold it. How do I prove that? 3 weights, fear, truth, price. The darkness split. He saw the blast again, the energy bomb, the fire, the shrapnel tearing his back. He saw his own hands around the alien girl. This time there was a way to live. Drop her, dive left, survive. His legs shook. He knew which path would save him. He chose the other anyway. He stepped into the pain. The vision burned through him, then broke like glass. Fear passes, the voice said. A second vision rose. 2 planets hovered over his palms. Earth in one hand, Illyria in the other. Both were falling into black. Choose, the voice whispered. You can hold one. Aaron's hands trembled. I will not let either fall, he said. If I must fail, I will fail trying to save both. Silence. Then the silver thread brightened. Truth stands, the voice said. Now the price. Light gathered above him, turning into a spear of crystal. It fell like lightning and struck his chest. Not a wound, an anchor. The shrapnel inside him woke, sang, and fused with the light. He gasped. It hurt. It felt right. Stars rushed over the walls. Images hammered his mind. Ancient halls with 2 banners, human and Illyrian, side by side. 1 sky, 2 homes. A door hung open between them, thin as a blade of light. The core is not a weapon, said the voice. It is a door. A mind that remembers the way. Aaron reached for the silver thread. It slid into his palm like cool water. Energy bloomed. A round shield formed over his forearm, clear and bright. He willed it longer. It became a simple spear of light. He willed it softer. It turned to mist and flowed back into his skin. He could shape it. Outside the bridge, the station shuddered. Far above, human ships cut into orbit. Illyrian shields rose like blue domes across the sky. War engines woke. The air learned the taste of fear. The voice whispered one last line. Carry the door, but remember the price. Every opening needs a cost. Every light needs an anchor. The hall flared white. The crystal door behind him unlocked. Aaron stepped out, eyes bright, breath steady. Lyra stood waiting. She looked at him as if seeing a sunrise. It accepted you, she said. The elder did not smile. Or it marked him. The glow under Aaron's skin pulsed fast, then faster, as if hearing something far away. Symbols spilled across the floor in blue fire. A star map unfolded in the air. A point on the map blinked, then flashed like a beacon. Human command channels lit up in his head. Voices, codes, urgent orders. Beacon found, retrieve the host, Aaron staggered. His mouth moved on its own. Words poured out in a language older than both worlds. Door coordinates align, aperture opening. The floor cracked in a perfect circle. A ring of light rose from the stone, humming hard enough to rattle teeth. Every ship in orbit turned its guns toward Illyria. Every Illyrian engine turned toward the sky. And the door began to open. The ring of light rose higher, humming like a storm trapped inside a bell. Dust lifted from the floor and hung in the air, sparkling. The circle was a mouth now. a thin blue edge opening into somewhere else. Cold wind blew out of it, smelling like rain on stone, like a place not made yet. Soldiers rushed in. Illyrian guards with long crystal spears took position around Aaron and Lyra. Their cloaks moved like water. Their eyes never left the ring. Above them, sirens beat a hard rhythm. Status glyphs rippled along the walls, shields failing, weapons charging, fleets aligning. Every message meant the same thing, war. The elder stood still, hands folded. "The core is calling the bridge between worlds," he said. "If it finishes the opening, both skies will touch. If your ships fire now, the door will tear." Aaron felt the core under his ribs answer the ring, pulse for pulse. He tried to slow it. It pushed back, bright and eager like a river refusing a stone. "Stop," he whispered to his own chest. "Not yet." A voice broke into his head, human command. Harsh, fast, urgent. "Captain Vale, we see the anomaly. Your vitals are live. Hold position. Strike team inbound. Do not engage hostiles. Repeat, do not engage." The channel cracked. New words cut across it, deeper and older than the radio band. The core spoke over the command, turning signals into light. Two skies. "One way, pick the price." Lyra stepped closer. "Aaron," she said softly, "do you hear it?" He nodded. "It wants the door open." He swallowed. "It also wants a cost." "The core always asks for balance," Lyra said. "A door needs a lock. A lock needs a key." "A key needs a hand. Whose hand?" Aaron asked. Lyra did not answer. The station shook. A human strike team hit the outer hull with a spark like a small sun. Illyrian shields flared blue and held, barely. The impact rolled through the chamber. Cracks laced the ceiling, fine as hair. Illyrian guards tensed, pointing their spears at the entry arches. Aaron Vale of Earth. The elder's voice was calm but iron. "Call off your people, or we will cut the door and seal the core inside you forever." Aaron looked at the elder, then at the ring, then at Lyra. He opened his comm. "Command, stand down," he said. "Do not fire. I am not a prisoner." Static. Then a tight reply. "Negative. We pull you out. Package is priority." He exhaled through his teeth. The words tasted like smoke. He understood the logic. He still hated it. "Let me talk to them," he said to the elder. "Give me 2 minutes." 2 minutes, the elder said. "No more." Aaron stepped to the edge of the ring. The blue light shivered against his skin. He could feel a second gravity pulling at him from the other side, gentle but sure. He let the core rise, not to full, just enough to speak. His voice rolled through every channel, human and Illyrian at once. "All forces, listen. If you fire, the door will split. If it splits, both sides bleed. Stand down. Give me space to close or to finish it clean." Silence. Then a single human voice, colder than space. "If you have been compromised, we cannot trust your signal." Lyra touched his sleeve. "They think the core speaks through you," she said. "Maybe it does," Aaron said. "But I'm still me." The ring widened another inch. Through the thin gap, he saw a long, dark plain under a sky with 2 moons. No wind, no sound. A place waiting for a first step. The elder's eyes narrowed. "Choose," he said. "Your world or ours. The door cannot be held halfway." Aaron shook his head. "There has to be a third way. Bridge both and break neither." "Then you must pay double," the elder said. "Anchor the door to yourself. Hold both weights at once." "What does that do to me?" "It makes you the hinge," the elder said. A life spent as a lock. The chamber doors blew inward. Human marines in black armor poured through smoke, rifles up, visors bright. Illyrian guards formed a ring of crystal points. 2 lines. 2 languages. 1 heartbeat to disaster, hands up. A human sergeant shouted. "Step away from the alien. Step away from the anomaly." Spears hummed. Rifles buzzed. The air became razor thin. Aaron stepped between them. His core light climbed his chest and to his shoulders, then to his hands. He opened his palms. A clear shield spread from one hand, a long spear of light from the other. No edges, no blood. "Just force and shape, no one shoots," he said. His voice carried like thunder, gentle and heavy. Not one bolt. Not one spark. The sergeant's visor turned toward the glow under Aaron's skin. He hesitated, but only for a breath. "Take him," he ordered. A Marine fired a stun shot. Aaron raised the clear shield. The bolt hit and spread like water, harmless. The reflected energy slid sideways and brushed the ring. The door flared, wild and bright. Every ship in orbit screamed warning. The elder's face changed, not with fear, but with decision. He lifted his arm. The entire chamber shifted its light blue to white. Aaron Vale, he said. If you mean to be the hinge, take the weight now. Lyra looked up at him, eyes shining, voice small but steady. I will carry with you. The core surged like a tide. It filled Aaron's bones. It pressed against his heart. It asked again, choose. He planted his feet, lifted both hands, and fed the ring his light. The door stopped widening. The entire station held its breath, and then the floor under Aaron's boots cracked in a clean circle. The ring dropped, taking him, the light, and the choice straight down into the dark between worlds. Down he fell, through light, through cold, through a silence that felt alive. The ring dropped him into a narrow space between two skies. It was not dark. It was not bright. It was like the world before the first sunrise. Lyra fell with him. She did not scream. She reached for his hand. He took it. The core under his ribs answered that touch and spread a thin shield around them both, clear as ice. They landed on a flat plain that looked like water, but felt like glass. Above them hung two moons, one blue, one white. Between the moons floated a thin silver line, the shape of a door not yet open. Aaron stood. The core pulsed steady, but there was a crackle in the beat, a sharp edge, as if the shrapnel inside him did not agree with the light. Where are we? He asked. A place outside, Lyra said softly. We call it the between. It is where the core remembers and decides. A voice moved across the plain. It did not come from a mouth. It came from everywhere. Host, bearer, bridge. Core, Aaron said. We need peace. We need a way to hold the door without breaking two worlds. The plain shivered. Images rose like fog and turned solid. He saw an ancient hall, open to stars. He saw humans and Illyrians, together, laughing, planning, arguing over maps written in light. Two banners crossed above the hall, a hand and a star. Did our people know each other? Aaron asked. Lyra watched the scene with wide eyes. Long ago, she said, before the war of memory, before we forgot how to trust. The images shifted. A vast machine spun in the sky, thin and beautiful. At its heart, a crystal seed, the core, glowed like daybreak. Voices spoke in both languages, braided together. One road, two homes, no conquest, no fear. The machine brightened and shattered. A flare washed everything white. The core fell like a star, broke into shards, and hid itself in the bones of the worlds. Aaron's chest tightened. What happened? Fear, the core said. Fear made leaders small. Small leaders made big knives. More images, human admirals, Illyrian counselors, closed doors, closed fists, plans made in secret, a first strike that was almost launched, then stopped, but the trust was already dead. The core dimmed. I fled. I waited. I chose a new hand. Aaron understood the next part before the image formed. He saw himself on the battlefield. He saw Lyra under steel and flame. He saw his own body move to cover her without plan, without thought. Choice proves the heart, the core said. The plane trembled. Far above, beyond the between, he felt the pull of the fleets. Human weapons arming. Illyrian shields screaming. A clock running down to zero. What's the price to open safe? He asked. Tell me fast. 2 anchors, the core said. 1 human, 1 Illyrian. Both hearts must hold the door. Both must give a part that will not return. What part? Aaron asked. The silver line in the sky turned hot, then cold, then hot again, as if time itself was arguing. Memory, the core said at last. To bind 2 worlds, I cut away what keeps them apart. The anchors will lose the loneliest parts of themselves, the parts that say only me and only mine, the parts that hurt at night and make the hand close into a fist. Aaron stared at the line. You mean we lose our worst fear? Yes, the core said, and with it some fire. Lyra squeezed his hand. If I forget my fear, she whispered, do I become less myself? You become more open, the core said. More home to both skies. But the empty place will ache. Some loves are built on shared pain. Those loves may feel thin for a time. Aaron looked at Lyra. Her silver eyes were bright and steady. You don't have to do this, he said. I know, she said. I want to. The fleets pressed closer. In his mind, human command roared, orbital lance charging, 60 seconds to fire. Illyrian channels chanted shield codes in a tight, desperate rhythm. Aaron, Lyra said, if they fire while the door is half open, both sides will break. He lifted his face to the silver line. Core, bind us, he said. Take what you need, make the bridge. Then speak the joining, the core said. Symbols rose around their feet, human lines, Illyrian curves, interlocking like hands. The plane became a circle of light, a calm eye in a storm. Aaron breathed deep. I will hold Earth, he said. I will not let her fall. Lyra lifted her chin. I will hold Illyria, she said. I will not let her fall. Together, they said, we will hold both. The silver line dropped like a sword. It touched their chests. Heat burned through bone and memory. Aaron saw nights alone in old barracks, old griefs, old anger, and then he felt some hard piece inside him unmake and drift away like ash on wind. The ache was sharp. Then the ache was clean. Lyra shivered. Tears ran down her face, not from pain, but from release. She was lighter. She was sad. She was brave. The door steadied. The hum evened out. The crackle in the core's beat smoothed as the shrapnel fused into true light. A bridge formed, thin, clear, perfect. Above the between, the fleets hesitated. Sensors went wild. Targets melted into no targets. The space between worlds became a mirror that showed no enemy, only the other home. Human command cut in, voice thin with fear. Orbital lance locked. 20 seconds. If we do not fire, they will. Illyrian council broke over it, cold and bright. Do not lower shields. If they shoot, reflect. If they hesitate, strike first. Aaron spread his hands. They need a sign, he said. Something both sides can trust. Something no weapon can fake. Then give them a gift, the core said. Give them what they lost. What did they lose, he asked. The between filled with the sound of an old song, two melodies, human and Illyrian, written to fit together. A promise wrapped in music. Aaron closed his eyes and let the core open in him. He became a small sun. He sent the song up through the door, into radios, into ship bones, into hearts. For one breath, both fleets heard the same tune. For one breath, nobody fired. Then, on the human band, a new voice. Cold, certain. A hand not from the front line. Override, command authority, fire the lance. The bridge shivered. The silver line screamed. The core whispered, anchor, decide. Aaron looked at Lyra. Lyra nodded once. No fear in her eyes now. Only trust. He lifted his hands toward the falling fire and chose. The lance fired. A white beam fell from orbit like a pillar of noon. Space shook. Clouds ripped in straight lines. Every ship went silent for one breath, as if the sky forgot how to speak. Aaron lifted both hands. The core rose inside him, bright, hot, alive. Light poured from his chest and became a wide, clear shield above the bridge. The lance struck it and spread, thin and flat, a river hitting glass. The shield sang. The song hurt. He held. Lyra stood beside him, her small hand on his arm. Her touch steadied the light. Her eyes were wet but calm. I am with you, she said. The beam kept falling. The shield bent. Hairline cracks ran through the clear surface, delicate and deadly. Not enough, Aaron said. He could feel the price rising. He could feel the anchor biting. His heart pounded like a hammer on iron. The core whispered, share the weight. Take it, Aaron told the light. Take more from me. Heat flashed along his bones. Memory peeled away in thin silver strips. The worst nights. The hard pride. The ugly joy of winning alone. It left him. The space it left behind burned, and then felt clean. The shield thickened. The beam thinned on the human band. Confusion, anger, fear. Why didn't it break them? Realign, fire again. On the Illyrian band, all warnings, orders, hold watch, do not strike. The door is singing, the lance cut off. Smoke curled from the high air like black silk. The shield dimmed, then steadied. Aaron swayed. Lyra caught his hand and pressed it to her heart. Breathe, she said. He did. The fleets closed anyway. Human frigates formed a spear. Illyrian cruisers became a ring. Guns armed. Crystals primed. 2 storms face to face. Aaron raised his voice. The core carried it into every mind. Look, he said. Listen to the song. This is not a trap. This is a bridge. 1,000 hands hovered over 1,000 triggers. A small ship broke formation. A human corvette, dark and fast, dived toward the bridge. Its engines burned a hard blue. Its orders were simple: take the host and the anomaly. Don't, Aaron whispered. He pushed a thin wall of light into the corvette's path, gentle as a hand. The pilot fought. The ship scraped the light and spun. It did not crash. It did not fire. It slid aside and stopped, shaking. On the Illyrian side, a hunter craft launched without permission. Its nose crystal glowed like a small star. It arrowed toward the corvette to finish it. Lyra flung her free hand up. A second sheet of light rose, soft as rain, and the hunter's crystal dimmed. The craft drifted to a stop, bow lowered, like a wolf told to sit. The fleet saw 2 things at once, restraint and power. The elder's voice reached them from the station above. Calm. Clear. Both sides stand on a knife. Step back or bleed. The human command channel crackled. The cold voice returned, closer now as if standing behind Aaron's eyes. Captain Vale, this is High Command. You are compromised by alien tech. Stand down and surrender. That is an order. I'm not your enemy, Aaron said. I am still me. You trained me to protect life. I'm doing it. You are carrying a foreign core. I'm carrying a bridge. Silence. Then a new order, quieter, almost sad. If you will not surrender, we will remove you. Lyra squeezed his hand. They will try to cut you from the core, she said. They will try to cut the core from me, he said. Either way, I stop them. The core stirred. Anchor deeper, it said. Hold both worlds within. If they cut, they must cut through you. That will break him, Lyra whispered. Yes, the core said. Aaron looked at the door, thin and bright. He looked at Lyra, small and fierce. He looked up at 2 skies that had forgotten they were one. He nodded once. Do it. The light sank into him like a tide going home. Every bone learned a new weight. Every nerve learned a new song. He felt earth on one shoulder, oceans, city lights, the smell of rain on old roads. He felt Illyria on the other. Glass forests, slow rivers of air, the taste of stars on mountain heights. He spread his arms. The bridge stopped shaking. Listen, he said again, this is what we lost. He sent a memory up, borrowed from the core, older than war. 2 parades under one sky, humans and Illyrians holding lamps and laughing. Children on shoulders. No banners, no rank, only faces lit by the same flame. On the human flagship, a veteran captain took her hand off the trigger. On the Illyrian council ship, an old advisor closed his eyes and wept. The cold voice tried one last time. Fire. No one did. Then the hidden blade moved. From the black behind the human line, a single ship emerged, a thin ship with no mark, built for one job, a cutter. It opened a slit in space and shot a line of darkness straight at Aaron's chest. Not heat, not force, something that ate connection. A kill line for bridges, the shield could not catch it. The song could not change it. Aaron stepped forward. The line hit him above the heart. For a moment everything was quiet. Then the core burned white, too bright. The light tried to hold. The line tried to cut. The space between the two became a howl. Cracks flashed across the bridge like lightning frozen in glass. Lyra screamed. She put both hands on his face. Stay, she said. Stay with me, the elder shouted orders. Illyrian engines turned to block. Human captains yelled, no, stand down, who fired, who fired? Aaron smiled, small and tired. I'm here, he told Lyra. I'm here. The core spoke in a voice that was not wind, not wire, but a bell deep under the sea. Anchor at overload. Hard at edge, and what does that mean? Lyra cried. It means, the core said, one more choice. The kill line bit deeper. The bridge screamed. The worlds leaned toward break. Aaron took a breath that tasted like snow. Then I choose, he said. He pulled the cutter's darkness into himself. The light rose to meet it. The door flared open, full and pure, and then the screen of the sky went black. Black, not dark, gone. Like the sky forgot to exist. Aaron stood inside nothing. No sound, no weight. Even the core's hum was quiet, like a candle held in two hands. Lyra's fingers were still on his face. He could not see her. He could feel her small, warm, brave. "Lyra," he said. "I'm here," she answered. Her voice was steady. "I will not let go." The kill line cut through the place where his heart should be. It was cold and patient. It wanted the bridge to die. It wanted the door to close and never open again. Aaron pushed his breath into the core. "Can we stop it?" "Only by finishing the door," the core said. "Only by paying full." "What's full?" "You become the hinge," it said gently. "Not for a moment. For always." Lyra's grip tightened. "No," she whispered. "He is a person, not a door." "He can be both," the core said. "But to be both, he will not stay." "Stay where?" Lyra asked. "Anywhere," the core said. Aaron understood. He saw his options like two short roads in fog. Let the kill line win. Save himself. Watch the bridge die. Burn the line and bind the door. Lose himself. Save both skies. He laughed once, a soft sound with no humor and no anger. "I always wanted a simple choice," he said. Lyra shook her head. He could feel the movement through her hands. "Do not make jokes," she said. "Promise me one thing." "What?" "When you go," she said, "leave something. A way to hear you. A way to know you still." He swallowed. "I'll try." The nothing around them pressed closer. The fleets were out there, waiting, afraid. Someone's fingers shook over someone else's trigger. The cutter ship held the line taut, ready to slice the world. Aaron looked at the part of him that was still just him. The part that knew rain and card games and bad coffee at dawn. The part that said mine, the part that said no. He loved that part. He let it unclench. "Okay," he told the core. "Full price." The core turned bright, not hot, not cold, only sure. Anchor confirmed. Light flowed out of him and into the kill line. The line fought back, a thread of night trying to drink a star. He fed it more. He fed it his fear. He fed it his pride. He fed it the last lonely corner of himself that wanted to keep something just for him. The line thinned. It turned gray. It cracked. "Now," the core said, "open." Aaron opened. The black tore like paper. The bridge bloomed in clean white. The door stood tall between Earth and Illyria, not raw and ragged, but smooth as morning. A circle of light, steady and kind. The fleet saw it. Every sightline cleared. Every sensor calmed. No enemy waited inside the door. Only a path. Only a choice. On the human band, the cold voice faltered. "Hold fire." On the Illyrian band, the old advisor breathed out. "Blessed light." Lyra looked up and saw Aaron the way true dawn sees a mountain. He was not a man made of bone. He was a shape of clear fire, held together by will and a small, stubborn smile. She reached for him. Her hands passed through soft warmth. "No," she said. "No, stay." "I can't," he said, and the words came like sunlight through leaves. "I'll hold the door where the weight is. I'll be two hands for both worlds." Tears ran down her face. They shone like quick stars. "Will you forget me?" He shook his head. The light inside him trembled. "No," he said. "I gave away fear. I did not give away love." "How do I find you?" she asked. He looked at the new sky, at the clear ring that touched both homes. "Listen for the song," he said. "The bridge hum. It will carry my voice. When the wind is slow. When lamps are lit. When children laugh. I'll be there." The elder's voice reached them, thin with grief and wonder. "Princess, the door is stable. The weapons are cold." It worked. Lyra nodded, but her eyes never left Aaron. "It worked because he stayed," she said. "Remember that." She turned to the fleets. Her small voice filled every room and every helmet and every hall. "Lay down your guns. Come see, walk through. Bring bread and water and medicine, not knives. We are done with fear." On the human flagship, the veteran captain stood. She removed her sidearm, placed it on the console, and bowed to the door. "Signal all ships," she said. "Stand down. Prepare a peace launch." On the Illyrian council cruiser, the old advisor removed his crystal ring and set it on the floor. "Signal all cities," he said. "Open the halls. Prepare welcome." One by one, little boats detached from big ships. They carried no guns. They carried flags of truce, plain and white. They drifted toward the ring and passed through quiet as leaves. On the other side, people waited with open hands. Lyra watched them. She watched the first human child step onto Illyrian stone and stare at a glass tree with her mouth open in pure joy. She watched the first Illyrian elder touch an Earth soldier's sleeve and ask about the stitching. Small things. True things. The kind that last. The elder came to Lyra's side. For once there was no iron in his voice, only a father's pride. He is still holding it, he said softly. Yes, Lyra said. He will hold it until we can. How will we know when that is? When both sides forget the word enemy, she said. When we say neighbor without thinking, the elder nodded. Then we must learn fast. Time passed. Not days or years. Moments that mattered. Bridges grew on both planets, schools, markets, shared labs, shared songs. The cutter ship that fired the kill line was found drifting, empty. No one claimed it. No one tried to build another. Fear had lost its funding. Lyra walked the halls of two worlds. She learned 3 languages for the same idea. Welcome. She grew taller. She laughed more. Sometimes she stopped and put her hand to a wall, listening. She could hear it then, the low hum, the steady chord. The door singing. Aaron speaking in a music of light that only the patient could hear. On a night of twin moons, she climbed a high terrace alone. The bridge glowed in the distance, a calm ring over dark water. Stars burned like small promises. Are you there? She asked the quiet. The hum rose, soft as breath. It answered in the way rivers answer, by being. Thank you, she said, for choosing us, for choosing hope. The hum warmed. The terrace lights flickered once like a wink. She smiled through fresh tears. We'll take it from here, she whispered. Rest when you can. Over Illyria's mountains, a new star brightened. It was not on old maps. It did not blink. It held steady, the color of morning over snow. Some called it the hinge. Some called it the keeper. Children called it Aaron's star. And when the wind was slow, when lamps were lit, when children laughed, the bridge hummed. The doors stayed open and both worlds walked through, hands empty, hearts full. The man who chose hope did not return to one home. He became the road between them.